Welcome back to the Journey of You podcast. Today it's just me today for an extra special episode on the shadow side. The shadow side. It gets so much energy and misconception. So that's why I feel compelled to talk about it and to maybe flesh out some myths, flesh out some mysteries. Because the truth of the shadow side is that it is part of the whole. It's just part of the whole. Just we all have a shadow side and it's part of the whole. This is Joy, the Journey of You podcast. We're your hosts, Devin,
Chris,
and Felicia.
And we're here for joy.
This podcast is your permission slip to reconnect to your inherent joy and to embrace it.
Let's fill up the cosmic joy pot together as we dive into today's episode.
So then embracing our shadow side and you embracing your shadow side affords you freedom. If you accept that shadow is part of your whole, you are now in your wholeness. And in your wholeness, you are free. In your whole, you are complete. In your wholeness, you are all the things that you want in your life. So embracing the existence of your shadow affords you that which you seek. Conversely, denying your shadow imprisons you. Denying that your shadow exists, denying that your shadow is part of you, denying that your shadow has some space and some right to be there, you're going to imprison yourself. You're going to be in that never-ending rat race to try to get rid of the shadow side. So here's the best living example of shadow being a part of the whole. Imagine a tree. The sun is shining upon this tree. When the sun shines on that tree, on the other side of the tree is a shadow, right? There's always a shadow cast by the light. There's always a shadow cast by the light. So when the light shines on that tree, the light's simply existing. The tree's simply existing, but the combination of the light with the tree is causing that shadow behind it, right? If the tree decided, I don't want a shadow, let me try to move away from it. The tree can't do that, right? Tree's there, tree's being a tree. If the sun said, I want to shine on the tree, but I don't want the tree to have a shadow behind it, how would the sun just be itself and do its thing, right? None of it. And is the shadow deciding to show up and not show up? Or is the shadow just there, part of the whole experience of that interchange between the energy of the sun and the tree, right? So we're very much the same, right? So if we are trying to run away from our shadow, we're just fighting what's natural. We're fighting what is simply there to show us the dimensions of ourselves, the dimensions of our existence. And so, right, for me this week, I had a lot of shadow aspects of myself coming forward. And shadow being what some people can relate to it as being their dark parts, right? So I had earlier, actually, this was a whole week ago, I had a whole anxiety attack last week. And at the time I was super duper identified with it. And thankfully, I have done a lot of work with shadow side, shadow work, darkness, all that to know that it's part of the whole. And so rather than resisting what was happening to me, I just let it be there, just like the shadow is there on that tree. And what it did, it gave me greater dimension and understanding of myself because I was able to dissect out what was happening, what was coming up for me, what was about, what I was experiencing, what I was feeling. And then lo and behold, later on in that week, I ended up meeting a new friend who was telling me about Scorpio energy and that we are actually in a Scorpio energy time right now. And I don't follow much astrology at all. And honestly, when people ask me, and she even asked me, hey, what's your astrology sign? And I had said, Leo, I'm a Leo. And she said, do you know your other signs? And I was like, I don't know. I've never been obsessed with that. And never really, to be totally honest, did not understand when people did. I just felt like people would identify with it and that truth be told, that people over-identify with it. And so I didn't want to over-identify with it. It was just more like, cool, I'm a Leo. I know that about myself, carrying on, right? Well, lo and behold, after having this conversation with my new friend, Anna, I went and looked back at my chart and lo and behold, guess what? I'm a Scorpio rising, Leo with Scorpio rising. And then learning about the nature of a Scorpio rising and seeing that the great depth and the great depth that I can go to and have gone to recover from my trauma of my mother's murder affords me the opportunity and great comfort and great wisdom in the shadow. So that's what I can help people with, and what I'm born to help people with. What I do help people with is the shadow, is that shadow is part of us. And so I help people navigate the shadow and navigate that it's there, right? It's not that we're trying to get rid of the shadow. It's like we're trying to relate to it in a different way. And there's a funny example that comes to me every time when I talk about this example of running away from your shadow. In the Disney movie Peter Pan, Peter's trying to run away from his shadow, and he literally is trying to literally run away from his shadow, and he can't. And he's like, it's a whole scene that you have to check out if you haven't seen it. But it's comical. It's comical to think that we can run from our shadow. And if you put it in this context, the darker parts of you are your shadow. You're going to see how comical it is to try to run away from them. So, if you're open to not running away from them, if you're open to seeing what it could be like if you didn't, join me on a little demonstration. So I invite you to close your eyes if you're able to safely. If not, I just want you to imagine this in your mind's eye. I invite you to imagine that you're standing in a field of grass, a large open field with bright blue skies, and the sun is shining down upon you. You're standing there, sun beaming on your body, and you acknowledge that a shadow is cast beside or behind you. That wherever the light is coming from, that there's a shadow on the other side. And just see that very vividly. Feel the light hitting you, and then look behind you, look to the side of you to see that shadow there. Just see that it exists. And maybe turn towards that shadow. See where it moves when you go to move. And now imagine yourself trying to run away from it. Imagine trying to resist the existence of the shadow. Just like Peter Pan, see how it feels to try to run away from it and not have it there. If you were to run miles even, but just run around this open field and see what it's like to try to run away from that shadow. Can you? Now stop. Stand still. Imagine yourself stopping running. Imagine yourself accepting your very shadow. Even turning towards it, noticing it more, deepening into, okay, it's here. And as you accept that shadow being there, you realize it's behind you. You're always in front, and it's always behind you. Or to the side of you. But it's never right in front of you unless the sun is behind you, literally. But so in this instance, you decide to move forward. You decide to walk forward, aware of your shadow, not focused on it, noticing that it's a part of you, but you're moving forward with it as a part of your wholeness. All those dark parts, all those challenging parts, all those parts that you found difficult to accept or that have been told are wrong, those are the parts that get to be here and get to be part of the whole now. And what if they were your greatest gifts? Or what if they were just aspects to yourself? Notice what it feels like to be you now, in your wholeness now. You are the light of you. You are the shadow of you. That's all of you. So I invite you to share this with someone. Share this with someone close to you, a friend, family member, even a Facebook group. Just somebody, share it with someone what your experience was like today. And then from here, you have a choice of how to orient and how to relate to your own shadow side. So now's your opportunity to choose. How do you want to relate to your shadow side? Do you want to keep running away from it? Do you want to keep denying it? What do you want to do with it? Or do you want to bring it in to the whole and just be like, okay, it's there. Okay, it's there. not trying to fix it. Yes, learning alchemical tools and learning things of how to navigate it more, but what if you are just in your wholeness with your light and your shadow? So I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment on any of the platforms that you're listening to our podcast on. Please leave a comment there, or you can always email us at journeyofyoupodcast@gmail.com. But we're here for you, and I'm here for you to transcend this existence of believing that the shadow side is bad or dark or not needing to be a part of you. May you, from this moment forward, embrace your shadow side as part of your wholeness. Choose to orient the way that you would love to orient to your shadow side. And I hope that that could really be from this integrated whole state, so that you can afford yourself that freedom and that fulfillment in your life and that joy. So here's to your joy. Much love. We'll see you next episode.